Okay, good morning. So after learning the count if function, we will now proceed to the sum if function. So what's the difference? The count if Excel will just count the number of cells that meets the criteria, while on sum if it will add all the values that uh, that will meet the criteria in every cell. So if such cell meets criteria, instead of counting it just one, it will consider the value on that cell. Then it will add to another values or another cell with values if another cell meet the criteria. Okay, so the function is sum if, or an execution to add the cell's value according to set of condition or criteria. The formula is sum if, open parenthesis, range, comma, criteria, comma, some range, or the range where we want Excel to add if certain conditions are met. Description. So range equals a group of cell again. Criteria equals something you are looking from the group of cell. And sum range equals a group of cell where Excel will execute sum based on the given criteria. Let's go to our exercise. So first, our goal is to add all kilos of apple sold. Okay, we want to get all kilos of apple sold. So going back to our sample data, what we actually want here is to add all these numbers in kilos for every apple fruit. So regardless of the date, no, it does not require any date. So as long as it's apple, we will add all the numbers here. So compared to the count if, previous command was to just count how many times apple was sold. For this time, we will actually add, not count, the number of kilos the apple was sold. So going back to the formula box, okay, for the cell. Now we will execute the formula here. Equals sum if, open parenthesis, range. What was our range again? This is the range where we will put a criteria, or the criteria range. So our criteria is that we will count only if that is an apple. So our criteria range, or the range, is column Q. Now, comma, for the separator, then put apple, comma, then the sum range, or the range where we want Excel to add. If in the Q column is apple. Okay, so that is column P. Now, close or end the formula by putting close parenthesis, then enter. So we will get an answer of 182. We can verify that by going to the actual data. So we filter apple, then we add this one. So this one total is 182, sum 182. Okay. Okay. So next goal is, where was that? Okay, wait. I will unfilter first the sample data. Okay. Next goal is to add all kilos of banana salt. Add all kilos of banana salt. So earlier we want add all kilos of apple. This time banana naman. So basically that would be the same formula. Count if, open parenthesis, I mean sum if, sorry, open parenthesis, range, or the criteria range, this one, comma, what are we looking for again? Banana. Then, comma again, the sum range. What is the sum range? P, column P. Okay. After that, we end the formula by a closing parenthesis, or close parenthesis. Enter. So that would be 74 kilos of banana was sold. Next, all kilos sold for all fruits except cherries. So this time, medyo kakaiba siya. So dati, meron tayong specific fruit. So this time, meron tayong fruit na hindi kasali. So lahat daw ng fruits except for cherry. So last topic, the count if topic, we have learned to use the not equal, the greater than, the less than, the equal. This time, alam natin na dapat hindi kasama si cherry. So probably we could use the not equal sign. So again, use the formula of sum if equals sum if open parentheses range fruit stand fruits, then comma, what is our criteria? Not equal cherry. So Excel will find all fruits except for cherry. Okay, then sum range is of course still the same, column P. Close parenthesis. Enter. So that would be 300 kilos of fruits was sold excluding cherry. So next goal is to find all kilos sold for apple less all kilos sold for banana. So same with count if the the answer of sum if or the output of sum if is a number. So if that is a number, it could be used to the mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So this time, the goal is to less the kilos sold for banana by the kilos sold, the kilos sold for apple by the kilos sold for banana. Okay, so first we get the kilos sold for apple. Equals count if, again, sorry. Sum if, open parenthesis, range, column Q, then comma, we put apple, comma, sum range, column P. Now, we will close this equation by a close parenthesis. Then another count if, we have to add, since it's less, then we have to add a subtraction sign. So count if again, sum if again, sum if again, range, for the criteria range, comma, banana, close quote, comma, column P for the sum range. Then enter. So that will be 108. So actually, if you could observe, we have we're able to get the kilos of apple sold and kilos of banana sold. So we could just subtract this one and we'll get the same answer. But of course, that was just a coincidence. What if it was not apple but cherry or chocolate? Anyway, the safest way is to execute the sum if functions. Now, for the last goal, that is to add all kilos of G25 sold. So G25 for this time is durian. So again, same with the count if function. In sum if, the criteria can be the value of a specific set. So with this fifth practice, it is referring to the value of G25. How can we do that? Equals sum if, open parentheses, range of our criteria, then comma, again our criteria can be a value of a cell. So this time in that cell G27, then sum range will be the same, the column P. Okay, then close the formula, enter. 44 for durian. Actually, if you change this one, the answer of this formula will be changed also. It will depend on what is in this cell. Okay. So after that, uh, we will discuss the sum ifs function. So the difference is that sum ifs has multiple criteria. Sum if has only one criteria, while sum ifs has multiple criteria. That is two or more criteria. So Excel will add the value of the sum range if the multiple criteria are met. Okay, so let's start with the first goal of add 3 and below. What is 3 and below, not banana? Okay, probably fruits that was sold for 3 and below, but not, but excluding banana. Excluding banana, yes. Can we change its wording? Fruits, no, dapat total fruits sold for 3 and below, excluding banana. Okay, so we will get, will only sum if it was sold for 3 kilos and below. Okay, wait, I have to pause this one. Okay, going back. So our first goal for sum ifs function is to get the total fruit sold for 3 kilos and below, excluding banana. Okay, so the formula will be sum ifs with that, since we will be having multiple criteria. Now another difference of sum ifs and sum if is that the sum range, which usually comes at the end of the sum if function, will be the first to be provided on sum ifs. So this time, if you would observe sum range, the formula is asking you to input the sum range or the cell or the range, the group of cell which Excel will add if the condition that you will set will be met. Okay, for this time, our sum range will be the column P. Okay, then comma. Now, Excel is asking for the criteria range 1. Criteria range 1 will be the fruits. Okay, what will be our criteria? Our criteria will be sold for 3 and below, excluding banana. So it should not be equal to banana. So not equals banana, comma. Then it will be asking for a second criteria. Criteria range number 2 is sold in kilos again, which is also our sum range. Or that's possible, yes. The sum range can also be used as a criteria range. So our criteria range number 2 is the column P where the number of kilos were encoded. Now our criteria 2 will be, since we want to get total food sold for 3 and below. 3 and below. So that would mean lesser than or equal. Yes, there is a sign like that. Lesser than and equal to 3. Close quote. Then that will be our last criteria we wish to apply. Now Excel will will add the cells in PP if its corresponding cells in QQ is not equal to banana and its value in PP for the column is less than or equals 3. Enter. So 38. So that would mean there are 38 kilos of fruits, excluding banana, that was sold by 3 kilos or below and below. Now, for our next goal is to add 4 to 6. That is not banana again. Okay, I'll just rephrase this one. 4 to 6 kilos, excluding banana. Total fruit sold for 4 to 6, excluding banana. Okay, now we'll use again the sum if function with the s equals, since we have multiple criteria. If again, first to be provided should be the sum range, which is the column P, comma, the criteria range 1. Our first criteria will be, we could go directly to the fruits first because we all know that we should exclude the banana. So we'll go with the fruits, the column Q. Then we will put as criteria D not equals banana. The next criteria range 2 will be, criteria range 2 will be, what is our goal here is the total fruit sold for 4 to 6. So if the fruit is sold for 4 kilos, that should be counted. If the fruit is sold for 6 kilos, that should be counted also. And also those that is in between of these numbers. So our criteria range 2 will definitely be the number of kilos sold, or the column P. Now, comma, the second criteria we will put is, pwede ba in between? Is there a sign of in between or equals or in between 4 to 6? Actually, there's none. So what we can do is set the minimum first, then the maximum later for another criteria range. Okay, so for here we will put greater than or equal 4. Okay, so is that the only criteria we have to do? What if that the number of kilos sold is 7 or 8? The Excel will still count it since it will meet the criteria that it is greater than or equal to 4. That is why we will add another criteria. So what is the criteria range 3? That will be the same. Column P, or the sold in kilos column. Then, comma, another criteria we will put will be the maximum, or it should not be greater than 6. So we will put less than or equal 6. Closing parenthesis, then end the formula. Enter. So there is 136 total kilos sold for 4 to 6 kilos excluding banana. So we could check that. If you want to check that, you could check that here. So what we're gonna do is remove the banana, then remove the 1, 2, 3, only include 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if we could highlight that, there's an automatic sum in the status bar of 133, which gives us a correct answer, I suppose, 133. Yeah, there, 133. Good. So the next goal will be add 7 and above that is not a banana. Again, I will replace this one. Total fruits sold for 7 and above, excluding banana. As to the reason why we are excluding banana, I don't know. This is just for illustration purposes. So our formula will be equal sum ifs, ifs with s, open parenthesis, then the sum range, column P, or the sold column, comma, criteria range 1 will be the fruits column, or the Q column, comma, our criteria 1 will be not equal banana. The criteria range 2 will be the sold column or the column P, then our criteria 2, comma, our criteria 2 will be, we will set up the minimum again, should be greater than or equal 7. Close. Now this time, should we put a maximum? Does our goal specify a maximum number? Though it says total food sold for 7 and above, so there is no maximum. As long as it is above 7 or 7, it should be counted or it should be considered. So the formula will end on this criteria 2. So close the formula, enter. So there will be 115. You could again check that on yourself if indeed there is 115 total sold in kilos for all the fruits excluding banana. Now for the fourth activity is to add all banana sold and apple sold. Add all banana sold and apple sold. Okay, so this time actually you don't need, do you need some ifs? Do you need some ifs? Don't think so. You can just use the sum if. Sum if range criteria will be apple, some range will be P. Okay, close. I mean, okay, close. Plus another Q, the column Q, wait, sum if range will be the column Q, comma, criteria will be apple, C will be banana. Then some range will be okay. Enter. 256. Now let's take note of this 256. Now, is there a possibility that we could get the same answer using some ifs, since this is an example that should supposedly uh, be using a some ifs function? So actually, yes, we could get the same answer using some ifs. So with just one formula instead of combining two some if. What I do is equal some ifs, some range of column P, comma, criteria range 1 will be this one, then the criteria 1 should be not equals, not equals, not equals cherry. Another criteria will be for criteria range Q again, fruit column, and a second criteria will be not equals durian. Then N. Okay, let's analyze the formula. So our formula gives a command to Excel to sum P column if Q column is not equals to cherry or Q column is not equals to durian. Okay, so for first fruit apple, if in the cell in Q column is encoded as apple, will it meet the criteria we set in this formula? Yes, because basically that is not cherry and that is not durian, so that will be eligible for a addition. Okay, so same with banana. So banana is not cherry, banana is not durian, so that will be eligible for an addition. So we hope the answer will be 256. Enter. And that's it. 256. That will be the same. One formula versus a combination of two sum if function. Okay. So for now, for our last activity, for exercise will be to add all that is not G35, cherry, and G36. Actually, all we're gonna do is just the same. So equals Sum if sum range will be column if criteria will be Q, comma criteria 1 will be G 36, oh no, 37. Is that all? No. Again, no, don't forget to use not equals, because what it is asking is all, add all, not G35, not G36. So not equal G37. Oh, I hope this will. No, we put uh, we put an we put the criteria in between code, though I'm not sure if this will function, because we expect it not to be a value because of the sign not equals. Then criteria range 2 will be Q again, Q again. Then the criteria 2 will be not equals 38, G38. Let's see if this will give us the correct answer, which I think it will not. Wait. Oh, 360. Yeah, it did give us an answer. Wait, that's not the correct answer, I suppose. You could actually check that by combining two. By checking, we just need to check the actual data. So dapat hindi siya, wait, hindi siya, oh my god, cannot do that because this value here will change constantly. So what we're gonna do is use a simple formula. Example, for checking purposes. Okay, let's equal sum if or sum. Let's sum first this one. Okay, this will be a bonus lesson for you. Sum. That would mean this will be the total number of fruits sold, which it becomes equal with our formula, which means our formula is not correct. Why? Because the not equal to G37 and not equal to G38 was not recognized. Why? Because it was considered as a word. So we can also use, if we remove the quotations, I think Excel will not also accept that. Yeah, see? So then what should we do here? Okay, now I will give you a bonus lesson. The use of the AND function. Okay, use of the AND function. So that will be, that's like combining a word and a letter, so that Excel can recognize that one. It will recognize that the not equal sign is a statement and not a number, while the G37 is a value of a cell. So what it will do is sum if column PP, if the criteria Q, if in range QQ, the value is not equals plus G37 or not equals cherry. Same for column Q if it is not equal G38. Okay, let's see if it will work this time. Probably it did work. So it's 226, and I bet that would be correct. How could we check that? And all that is not Okay, let's try to randomize this one for it to for us to get banana and apple. So if the one that will appear this one is banana and apple, we should have the same answer with this one. Banana and apple. Oh my god. Banana and apple. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Diba? Almost there. Almost there. Yeah, because this formula is random. There. Oh, add all that is not certified. Actually, we're giving the opposite because in this cell it says add all banana, salt, and apple salt. Well, this one is add all that is not apple and banana. Okay, so we should get durian and cherry. Durian and cherry, almost durian and cherry. There, we'll see. They are the same, which gives us a proof that our formula was correct. Okay. So that was an unconventional way of checking. Of course, you could go to the source to basically confirm your answer. Okay, so I think that would be all for the sum ifs function. Hope you have learned on this lesson again. So we'll have a confirmatory test on Saturday around in the afternoon probably. So that will be 30 minutes Excel encoding, so you can have access to the still to your notes or to this activity workbook, but you are not allowed to ask for help. Of course, this is to test if you have learned. Don't worry. If you haven't learned, we would advise that you check again the videos and see where did you get it wrong. Okay. So thank you for listening.